Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Asked and answered, March 27. Jeff Daniels from Allen, Washington, was there ever any discussion that you know of for picking Lamar Jackson the year he came out for the NFL draft? I know they picked Terrell Edmunds that year, and I believe it was before the Ravens traded up to pick Jackson. Answer: I see this as an example of viewing an issue in today's light without taking into consideration the situation as it existed back then. You are correct that in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Steelers used the 28th overall pick in the first round on Terrell Edmunds, and the Ravens did trade back up into the first round to select Lamar Jackson with the 32nd overall pick. I am willing to bet there was not a single individual working in the football department in any capacity of any NFL team at that time who believed Jackson would become a two-time NFL MVP award winner before he turned 28. My confidence there comes from the fact 4 QBs, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, and Josh Rosen, were drafted before Jackson in that first round, and the Ravens themselves had used their own number 1 pick, 26th overall, in that draft on Hayden Hurst. Based on how Edmunds' career unfolded, it's fair to characterize him as a good not great NFL player, but on the day of that draft the Steelers had a starting quarterback who had been voted to the Pro Bowl the previous season. In 2017 Ben Roethlisberger completed 64.2% for 4,251 yards, with 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, and a rating of 93.4. He led the NFL that season in both fourth-quarter comebacks and game-winning drives. You cannot seriously tell me that at the time of the 2018 NFL Draft, if you were unilaterally in charge of making the Steelers' number 1 selection, that you would have picked any of the quarterbacks who were available at 28th overall. Mike Barna from Yulee, Florida, what are your thoughts as to the reason that there has been such a drop-off in the play of Minkah Fitzpatrick? Never fully recovering from his injury, subpar support from his defensive teammates, defensive schemes that the Steelers utilize, or maybe a combination of some of all of these? I never thought he was going to be a high-octane player like Troy Polamalu, but I had high hopes that he would be able to roam around and be a sniper like Troy was. Answer: in my opinion, assessment of Minkah Fitzpatrick's play is formed strictly on takeaways produced and the splash resulting from those. While it's understandable based on the position he plays and his share of the team's salary cap, but I don't agree that there has been a significant drop-off in his play. Fitzpatrick is a good tackler and he saves a lot of yards doing that as well as touchdowns, and because opponents routinely stay away from his area of the field, he ends up helping the Steelers by preventing things because of his reputation. There are things opponents don't even attempt anymore because of him. I believe one of the offseason adjustments for this defense will be to find ways to create more splash play opportunities for both Fitzpatrick and TJ Watt. Todd McCandless from Wildwood, Missouri, I just reviewed the Steelers roster and saw Marcus Golden listed as reserve/retired. I don't recall him being with the Steelers, or on injured reserve in 2024. Was he and I am just not doing a good job in keeping up with the roster? Answer: Marcus Golden played in 16 games for the Steelers in 2023 as the number 4 edge rusher, and in his 230 snaps on defense that season he was credited with 20 combined tackles and 4 sacks. On August 1, 2024, Golden signed a 1-year contract and rejoined the Steelers at St. Vincent College and told the media he was happy and excited to be back, but 1 week later he announced his retirement. Placing a guy on the reserve/retired list is a way for the original team to protect itself against a player quickly changing his mind about retiring and signing with a different team, possible for more money or a better opportunity, and not receiving any compensation in return. Francis Santillo from Cow Country, FL, if the Steelers sign some has-been at QB, how many fans will boycott the NFL? Answer: are you asking how many fans will claim to be boycotting, or how many actually will boycott? Because my experience is that those numbers tend to fall on opposite ends of that spectrum. Eric ASH from Wellsville, New York, what is wrong with all the general managers in the NFL? Fans are constantly proposing great trades where the Steelers get a superstar for some second-string players and/or low-round draft picks. Don't those GMs know their job is to help the Steelers? Yes, I'm being sarcastic. Answer: keep reading to the next submission. Calvin Schley from Fort Myers, Florida, do you think we have a chance to trade for Kyler Murray? Answer: Kyler Murray, the first overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft and the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, is under contract to that team through the 2028 season at salaries of $18 million, $22.8 million, $19.5 million, and $34 million, plus bonuses over the next 4 seasons. During his 6 seasons so far, Murray was voted Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2019 and to Pro Bowls following the 2020 and 2021 seasons. Because the Cardinals have said publicly that their intention is to move forward with Murray as their starting quarterback, I would put the Cardinals' interest in trading him as no more than a smidge north of none, because I have learned never to say never. Herb Graham from Torrance, California, when the Steelers lost to the Cowboys in Super Bowl 30, did your receiver run the wrong route on the last interception or did the quarterback throw the wrong route? Answer: in today's NFL the outcome of that play would be called a miscommunication. Tony Dungy not sure what the Steelers are doing pinning hopes to Aaron Rodgers by Matthew Marksey posted on March 27, 2025 at 6:20 a.m. The Pittsburgh Steelers' pursuit of QB Aaron Rodgers has been, let's say, polarizing. On one end, people question whether Rodgers still has the talent that justifies itself on the field. On the other, some question whether he fits their culture. Then you have the angle of commitment, the fact that he still hasn't offered a decision potentially telling. The whole thing has even some luminary alumni questioning their former team, such as Tony Dungy. I'm not sure what his holdup is. I'm not sure what the Steelers are doing, either, he said on Football Night in America about their pursuit of Aaron Rodgers. I think they need a long-term answer. They need to find the guy who's going to be the quarterback for the next 10 years. Our latest videos. This is a consistently held opinion from Dungy, who previously said that if the Steelers were going to bother pursuing Rodgers, they should just re-sign Russell Wilson instead. That was his view back in the middle of January, so at least he is a rare media member who is consistent. He did allow one variable, and that is if the Steelers viewed Rodgers as a Tom Brady to Tampa situation. If they thought they could win with him now, he said, go ahead. But other than that, he believes they should look in another direction. And not just from the perspective of the long-term future, but the present. That guy's got to be on board. Aaron Rodgers should be saying, if he wants to do this, yeah, I can take you to a Super Bowl, Dungy said about how the quarterback could work with the Steelers. Let's go. I love these veteran guys. Let's get there and get rolling. Let me get there and get started. Not, hey, I'll get back to you in a little while and we'll see what happens. No, I don't want that from the guy who I think is going to be the hero for me. Considering he remains unsigned, Rodgers is clearly not saying those things about the Steelers. He has never experienced free agency before, and is certainly milking it for all it's worth. His motivations are unclear, but in the meantime, he is running out of viable options. At present, the Steelers appear to be the only team actively pursuing him. Pittsburgh Steelers and Seattle Seahawks reportedly interested in surprise first-round QB prospect. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Seattle Seahawks have both gotten new quarterbacks this offseason. Well, the Steelers still haven't officially gotten theirs, but after Russell Wilson and Justin Fields signed elsewhere, Mike Tomlin is guaranteed to have a new starting QB, possibly even Aaron Rodgers. Meanwhile, the Seahawks made arguably the most surprising quarterback move of the offseason by signing Sam Darnold to a 3-year contract worth $100.5 million. Yet despite both teams moving in a different direction, that apparently hasn't ruled them out from selecting a quarterback in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Related, 2025 NFL Mock Draft, latest round 1 projections after first wave of free agency. Pittsburgh Steelers and Seattle Seahawks eyeing Tyler Shough as a first-round prospect. The Seattle Seahawks have the 18th overall pick in the first round. The Pittsburgh Steelers have the 21st overall pick. Each team likely has other needs they'd prefer to focus on to help them make a playoff appearance in 2025. Some believe he could end up in round 1, an opinion I do not share, with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Seattle Seahawks whispered around league circles as interested. Everyone I've spoken to says to keep an eye on the Browns, New York Giants, and Las Vegas Raiders at the top of round 2. While quarterbacks tend to be overdrafted by teams desperate for a future franchise solution, Shough is generally regarded as a second-round prospect. The Seahawks wouldn't appear to be a team that's ready to reach after signing Darnold. Perhaps the Steelers will feel differently, depending on how their pursuit of a future Hall of Fame quarterback ends up. Related, Russell Wilson reportedly wanted to sign with this team instead of the New York Giants. Are you a fan? What do you think about the Tyler Shough situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.